On tonight's edition of News Watch 18, we'll fill you in on the recent updates in the case of the Massachusetts high school teacher.
In sports, I'll have details on the upcoming women's golf tournament.
And I'll tell you whether or not you can expect these chilly temperatures to stay around through the weekend. Coming up in my full forecast, you're watching News Watch 18. Stick around.
Milwaukee.
News Watch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 18. I'm Han Wong.
And I'm Hannah Marsh. Thanks for joining us. More information has come to light regarding the murder of a Massachusetts high school teacher by a student. 14-year-old Philip Chisholm used a box cutter to stab his 24-year-old teacher, Colleen Ritzer, at Danvers High School. Ritzer's body was later found in the woods behind the school. One of the students in Ritzer's class has said that Ritzer asked Chisholm to stay after class the day she was murdered. Parents and students came together by the hundreds to a vigil last night in the school's parking lot and wore pink in memory of Ritzer's favorite color. Chisholm was tried yesterday as an adult for the murder.
A University of Iowa teaching assistant who accidentally emailed nude pictures of herself to her students will be reassigned. The graduate student will remain a TA but will be involved in duties not including teaching. On Tuesday night, the TA had emailed her students pictures of what she thought were solutions to homework problems, but instead turned out to be nude photos of herself. The story went viral after students in the class tweeted about the incident. The woman told university officials she regrets her mistake. The university said they will not reveal the TA's name for federal privacy law reasons.
Looking for a bike for the upcoming spring school year? ISU's Surplus program is now offering a bike auction for students, faculty, and even members of Ames. As bikes that are either not registered, parked illegally, or left abandoned are popping up around campus, ISU Surplus is finding a way to recycle these used bikes for the good of the community. After 90 days of a bike being unclaimed, ISU Surplus can begin auctioning off the bike at their weekly general surplus sale every Wednesday. The money made from the bikes, and all of ISU Surplus sales, gets back to the university in some way or another. The weekly auctions are held every Wednesday at ISU Surplus, located at 1102 Southern Hills Drive in Ames.
The Iowa Tourism Office and Travel Federation presented awards to the top tourist attractions in the state this week. 8 awards were presented to both rural and metro tourist areas across Iowa. This year, Ames' own Reman Gardens received the Outstanding Tourism Experience Award for the first time ever. The awards were presented in Waterloo at the 2013 Iowa Tourism Conference. Iowa Tourism Office Manager Shauna Lode said, "These awards offer a great way to publicly recognize the hardworking, dedicated, and passionate individuals who help grow Iowa's tourism economy."
The hard work of faculty, students, and staff on campus has paid off. This year, Iowa State has earned the STARS Gold rating from the Association for the Advancement for Sustainability in Higher Education. This rating is a reflection on all of Iowa State's achievements dealing with sustainability and creating a more green campus. Some of these achievements include adding solar trash compactors around campus, recycling old, worn-down vinyl banners and marching band uniforms and turning them into tote bags, laptop holders, and iPod cases that were then sold by the university bookstore. According to Mary Rankin, Director of Sustainability at Iowa State, there is not a corner of campus that has not made this recognition possible.
Recently elected Iowa House Des Moines District member Brian Meyer got a surprise call last night. Vice President Joe Biden phoned the new Iowa House member to congratulate him on his win. Meyer was at an Applebee's at the time and at first thought the call was a practical joke. Meyer won a special election on Tuesday to replace House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Beating Republican candidate Michael Young, McCarthy resigned after taking a job with the Iowa Attorney General office. Biden is speculated to also enter another election, the 2016 run for President of the United States. Meyer said there was no talk between himself and Biden about Biden running for president in the next election.
If you're at a loss for what to do tomorrow night, Go see famous comedian Gabriel Iglesias' stand-up comedy performance at Stevens Auditorium. Iglesias, or Fluffy as his fans call him, is a comedian who uses storytelling and sound effects to describe his experiences with family and friends, cops, and his figure. Iglesias is well known for his series, Gabriel Iglesias Presents Stand-Up Revolution, which is one of the highest rated stand-up series on Comedy Central. Tickets start at $41 and can be bought from the Iowa State Center. The show starts at 8 p.m.
The student-led Iowa State Bacon Expo was held this past Saturday, having a great turnout despite the cold, dreary weather. With over 22 vendors and student clubs, some even coming from out of state, attendees had numerous opportunities to try a variety of bacon items. Not only did the guests of the Bacon Expo get to fulfill their hunger, but it also provided other bacon-inspired experiences as well, including a bacon fashion show and bacon trivia. With the event being so successful, at over 1,000 guests attending, anticipate for the Bacon Expo to be a hit at Iowa State next year.
With Iowa State's homecoming week nearing in 2 weeks, preparations are already being made through the university and also the city of Ames. Iowa State's homecoming committee chairs have been granted the request to close down sections of Ash Avenue, Gray Avenue, Lynn Avenue, Pearson Avenue, and Sunset Drive between 6:30 and 11 p.m. on November 8th. Homecoming pep rally activities will include Yell Like Hell fraternity and sorority finalists, free pancakes, and also a firework display at midnight on November 9th. Next up, we've got Tim at the desk for Cyclone Sports. What do you got for us, Tim?
Well, Hannah, I've got all you and your family need to know about Cyclone football next. You're watching Newswatch 18. Hello, and welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Tim Goldrick with your sports report. Last night, Iowa State women's volleyball finally netted a win over a top 25 opponent. With a raucous crowd on hand in Lawrence, the Cyclones edged the Kansas Jayhawks 3-2. After faltering in the middle of the season, this win is exactly what ISU needed to get back on track. Tanisha Matlock had 18 kills, and star Kristen Hahn added 35 digs to lead the charge. Janelle Hudson also finished with an incredible 52 assists. Saturday, the Cyclones look to stay hot at home against TCU. The game is at 5 p.m., and students with a football ticket can get into the volleyball game for just $2. Sophomore women's golfer Kaisa Person will head back to the links this weekend in the Landfall Tradition Tournament in Wilmington, North Carolina. She has already broken the school 54-hole record with a 6-under and led the Cyclones to a top 25 ranking, but she has yet to finish first individually in a tournament. This weekend would be ideal as the Cyclones look to build on early season success. It won't come easy, though, as the competition at the Landfall Traditional Tournament is tougher than a 30-foot downhill putt. 2nd-ranked Duke, 7th-ranked Purdue, and 8th-ranked Arizona are all on the prowl for birdies this weekend. It will undoubtedly be a test for ISU, but don't sleep on Kaisa and the squad because it only takes one big putt to give them lethal momentum. After losing by 64 last week against the offensively gifted Baylor Bears, Iowa State is back at home this weekend, hoping to never visit Waco again. The only issue is it does not get any easier for the ISU Cyclones. 19th-ranked Oklahoma State visits Jack Trice Stadium, hoping to spoil family weekend for the Cyclones. The Cowboys' only loss this year came against West Virginia. ISU's defense have to be tough up front, as Oklahoma State possesses a strong run game that features both Jeremy Smith and Desmond Rowland. In the spirit of family weekend, Iowa State football will be hosting Sack Hunger Day. With over 400,000 Iowans struggling with food insecurity, the Cyclones have paired up with Hy-Vee to assist in providing meals for the needy. You can do your part by donating at the Hy-Vee trucks at the north and south end of the stadium. Lastly, for all you fantasy basketball players, draft Kobe Bryant this weekend, or whenever you have your draft. It'll be a good pick. Sean, what do you have for this weekend?
Well, it's been a very dreary and cold past few days. We're going to take a look at whether or not that's going to stick around and your game day forecast coming up in just a little bit. You're watching Newswatch 18. Hello and welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm meteorologist Sean Stelton, and it's been a cold and dreary past couple of days, and that's taking over our weather headlines for today. Let's take a look at some rain totals from around the area. Not too impressive, mainly in the couple hundredths of an inch around the central portions of the state, but just enough to keep things damp around here. Now, we were talking about some colder air possibly moving in, and that is a possibility, but first we are going to see a warm-up throughout the day tomorrow and into Saturday. As you can see, those yellows and greens are moving their way in, but as we go through the rest of the weekend, moving into Sunday, another cold front is going to come down from the Arctic, bringing in some cooler air behind it. So we could be seeing some chillier temperatures once again going into the early part of next week. But right now, our current temperatures are pretty mild, mainly in the 40s around the state, around the metro right now. Low 40s near Des Moines, 34 in Ankeny, actually this just updated, so 34 in Perry and 36 down in Creston. Moving just to the north, 32 in Carroll, 39 in Fort Dodge, 31 in Iowa Falls, and 32 currently here in Ames with mostly clear skies out there right now, and winds are pretty calm, and they're going to become calmer as we go through the night. Zooming out and looking at the entire state, temperatures are again mainly in the lower 40s to mid 30s, 40 in Des Moines, 32 in Ames, 39 in Fort Dodge, 34 over in Sioux City, and 41 down in Council Bluffs. Zooming out again and looking at the region, a little bit warmer as you go down towards Kansas, 43 in Hays, Kansas, 44 in North Platte, 40 in Lincoln, 40 in Des Moines, 41 up in Minneapolis, and only 33 over in Springfield, Illinois. So again, it's going to be a chillier night, but we may be seeing some of those warming up as we go through the day tomorrow. Clouds and radar right now perfectly clear across the state. Those clouds have dissipated going through the day. We had a couple showers moving their way through in the past hour, but those have dried up, so it's going to be a beautiful night, but again, pretty cold and only going to get colder as those clouds continue to clear up. Looking at Futurecast, we have a high pressure moving in from the west, and that's going to keep us mostly clear through the day tomorrow and into Saturday. But again, moving into the later parts of Saturday and into Sunday, that cold front's going to swing through, bringing in some colder air behind it and making it chilly once again. Lows tonight, 26 in Ames, 30 in Des Moines, 26 in Fort Dodge, 29 in Council Bluffs, 27 in Sioux City. A lot of the same story across on the other side of the state, 23 over in Davenport and 26 down in Ottumwa. Tomorrow's highs are looking quite a bit higher than they were today, so 54 in Ames, 53 in Fort Dodge, 58 in Des Moines, 51 in Mason City, 60 in Sioux City. That's something we haven't seen in just a little while, so that'll feel quite nice. 52 over in Davenport and 52 in Ottumwa. Looking ahead to tonight, though, for our Ames forecast, 26 degrees. Again, clouds are going to be breaking up. It's going to be mainly clear. It's going to be cold, but the winds are going to be calm out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 54 degrees, breezy, and we could be seeing gusts up to 30 miles per hour in certain times of the day. Again, mainly clear with winds out of the northwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Your 7-day forecast is looking pretty good. Again, 45 on Friday, 54 on Saturday, mainly sunny on those 2 days. Saturday is the next game day, so let's take a look at that and plan out your game day forecast. Again, we are playing OSU this coming Saturday, and it's looking to be pretty mild, although with that start time at 11 a.m., our temperatures are going to be in the mid-40s with a few clouds here and there, but no rain really in the forecast to ruin your wonderful Cyclone game day. Looking ahead into the rest of the 7-day forecast, 55 on Monday, 53 on Sunday. Again, partly cloudy skies through those 2 days. 55 on Tuesday, and looking into the early part of next week, 51 on Wednesday. We do have a chance for some drizzle on Wednesday and some showers on Thursday, and temperatures are looking like they're going to start to dip back down going into the later part of next week. And I'm sure we'll take a look at your Halloween forecast coming up in just a little bit. Let's take it back to the desk.
Not too many adults can say they have run a marathon, and even fewer kids can say the same. For a 6-year-old Texan girl in Fairview, Texas, Keelan Glass dared to push the limits when she became one of the youngest to complete a half marathon last Saturday. Even more impressive was the time in which Glass completed the race, which was around 2 hours and 47 minutes. Glass said she plans to run a full marathon by age 10.
That's all we have for Newswatch 18.
Join us Tuesday for more Cyclone news, weather, and sports.
Have a warm weekend, Ames.